Yo, what is good? It's been a very long while since I've made a video just talking to y'all. I miss y'all. Yo, I have not done one of these in a while. I almost don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. How y'all doing? How y'all been? It's been over a year since my last video, right? Yeah, it's been almost 2 years. Wow. Yeah, that explains why I feel a little bit uncomfortable, sitting in front of the camera. I'm gonna get better, I promise. I'm gonna get better with time. I still missed y'all. I still miss being a part of the film photo community on here, just like the creative community on YouTube. We all know what happens when someone stops making videos. And that's essentially what happened with me, where life happens. And while it was my intention to make YouTube videos, it wasn't the most important thing. I made the conscious decision to take a break from YouTube, but it kind of came at a time where I was struggling with my photographic voice. That being, I didn't know what I was doing with photography, point blank period. I didn't know what kind of work I wanted to do. I didn't know if I was going in the right direction creatively. I was also still working in research as public health, researcher. That's what I went to school for. So it was hard to figure out my creative life and my reality. My creative life and my reality weren't matching up at all. And that was the truth. That's my truth. And it got to a point, I think, with photography, I actually didn't desire to edit photos anymore. I would do a shoot and I wouldn't edit the photos. You could ask a couple of my friends right now. There are people that I owe photographs to this day, because I just never edited the photos, never looked at them, just didn't feel that pull or that excitement that I used to have, especially early on. Let's just say I lost that spark creatively. And that is what led to me taking a step back from YouTube. YouTube was kind of just the sum of all actions. And I made that conscious decision once I got accepted into an advertising portfolio school called the One School. Once I went to portfolio school, I learned the ins and outs of working in advertising. I learned copywriting, I learned art direction, a tad bit of design, a tad bit about putting an idea together. I learned about pitching, the whole nine, and I was able to get a job by the end of last year, working as a junior art director at an advertising agency. That is a huge transition from being a research assistant in public health. Because my job as a junior art director demands a lot more of conceptual thinking, there's a lot more of design. So I'm using, surprisingly, or not surprisingly, but I am using Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects significantly more than I'm using Lightroom. I'll be honest and say that I have not opened, until today, when I set up the scanning thing to scan a few negatives, I had not opened Adobe Lightroom. And prior years, that's unheard of. As a photographer, Lightroom was kind of like that heartbeat, you know, as a creative. So because, you know, my day-to-day skills required a bit more conceptual thinking, from designing to mood boarding, to ideating and coming up with, like, you know, social media marketing campaigns, out-of-home campaigns, experiential stuff, I wanted to shift my focus to being the best junior art director I could be. But then the second part of why I took a break from photography was because I didn't know what to do about it. You know, I started to feel not as passionate. And I hated feeling like it was just something I did and it wasn't, you know, part of me. It wasn't part of like my creative voice. And I think a large part of that, you know, in hindsight, came with me having like a quarter-life crisis, essentially. You know, what's the reason? Why am I here? What's my purpose? What's my mission? What's my vision? And how does that translate into my creative life? These are all questions that I'm still yet to figure out, to be honest. But I think I've gotten to a point where I'm okay with taking it day by day, being 1% better at whatever it is I'm doing, and slowly, you know, unveiling or peeling back the layers of like what that mission and vision is. Because at the end of the day, I just want to be creative. I want to be paid to be myself. And by being myself, that means thinking of innovative ideas, telling stories that only I can tell, traveling to places and documenting that. You know, I can't emulate someone else's creative journey, you know, because that's their journey. 10 years ago, I picked up the camera for the first time and started this journey of discovering myself, and to feel like I was losing kind of that excitement was scary as well. But I also kind of felt a little bit that it was just a phase. They say distance makes the heart grow fonder. And that's kind of how I got here in this phase of recreating the YouTube channel. I'm excited to share my journey. I think there's beauty in showing a bit more context of what it means to be a creative, and just kind of showing the ins and outs, you know, because I go through the same stuff. I go through imposter syndrome, doubt, fear, worry, high moments, low moments, because I'm a human being. But that's part of the journey. That's part of what it takes to be the best at your craft, to be an artist, that's why I'm here, and I'm excited to share that. And yeah, you know, it's still a whole lot of unlearning and learning, still experiencing life as it comes and it goes, because all we do have is this present moment to exist and to be. I'm excited for who I'll become and the people that I'll meet through this channel. In the meantime, see y'all in the next time. Stay tuned. Peace and love.